If you're someone that's looking to release your inner CEO, then stick around because this video is for you. My name is Robbie Cornelius, and I'm a self-made, multi-dimensional, multi-successful entrepreneur with several online businesses. And this video is going to show you how to release your inner CEO. Now, I started off with very humble beginnings. And when I say very humble, man, I mean very humble beginnings. 2011, I had roughly 25 cents to my name, no exaggeration. And I took that last 25 cents. That last 25 cents is what helped me improve the quality of my life experience, because I took that 25 cents and I bought a book from a garage sale, and I would go on to turn around and sell that 25-cent book on Amazon for 30 to 35. That showed me the basic concept of capitalism. Buy low, sell higher. Okay. And it also taught me that you want to start where you are. Look around you right now. You might be in a position of feeling stuck. You might feel stuck financially, but I want you to look around you right now. And I want you to ask yourself, what assets do I have around me right now that I'm not utilizing? That if I did utilize, it could help me make some money. What assets? Okay. And an asset is usually found in the form of a liability. Now, here's what I mean by this. When I looked around my home back in the day, you might think that, Robbie, I don't want to sell my stuff, but I'm about to get you going real quick, okay? Because this is all about starting where you are. If you have no money right now, you need to look around your home and ask yourself, what junk, what stuff do I have in my home right now that I'm not using, that I can turn around and sell online, whether it's the Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, Amazon? What do I have in my home right now that I don't use? It's not doing me any use. All I'm doing is holding on to this stuff for these abstract reasons. All I'm doing is holding on to these things because I'm afraid to let it go, because I'm worried about what people are going to think about me. What are you holding on to in your home that if you put on the marketplace, you could use to make some money? Real talk. You might not want to do that. You might be saying, Robbie, I want you to teach me about this. No, you need some capital. And right now, you got to get yourself in a position of power. So my first tip to you is, you need capital, okay? And the only way to get capital is to either borrow it from somebody, which I definitely don't recommend. You don't want to borrow money from a bank to start a business if you've never done it before. You don't want to borrow money from family and friends if you don't have to. Your next solution is to turn around and say to yourself, I guarantee you got an old cell phone, old electronics, furniture you're not using. Think clothes you've never worn. Things in your closet that are just sitting there you haven't worn in 4 or 5 years. Turn around, take a picture of that stuff, list it on the marketplaces that I recommended earlier, and get yourself some revenue coming in. You need capital. First rule of thumb, if you're going to be a capitalist, you need capital. If you don't have capital, you're not a capitalist. So your first rule of thumb is to figure out your first rule or tip or nugget is to figure out, how am I going to raise some money? How am I going to raise capital? You need capital, okay? It's time for you to capitalize. Your first mission is to stop being broke. Your first mission is to stop being poor. Your first mission is to get some money. Take your emotions out of it. Figure out how you're going to get some money, okay? That's your first step. If you want to be a CEO of your own life, you're going to need some money to fund this project. Okay, but here's some other things that you can do to improve the quality of your life experience, to become the CEO of your own life, to unleash that inner entrepreneur inside of yourself. Okay, first of all, you need a goal. The goal is to get financially free. If you don't have a crystal clear goal, what's going to happen is you're going to get sidetracked by other things in life that are just going to rob you for your attention. I see it happen over and over again with multiple people every single day. They get sidetracked. Hey, why didn't you do this? Man, life got in the way. Why didn't you do this? Oh, man, I got busy. You got to get focused. You got to get clear. You got to get some money in your pocket. Okay. And if you don't have the luxury of, going into your savings account, if you don't have the luxury of borrowing money, you have to get resourceful. It is time for you to say to yourself, what can I do right now to earn some money without working for somebody else? And it might be you might need to sell your couch. I know you don't want to hear that. You might have to sell your couch. You might have to sell your TV. You might have to sell your table. I know, but all of this stuff can be replaced. If you really believe that you're going to become a multimillionaire, you know that right now that stuff can be replaced. If you don't think it can be replaced, it's because you don't truly believe you're going to become a multimillionaire. I know a lot of people are probably going to demonize this phrase right here, or this statement, this idea that you need to sell your stuff. You might need to do that in the beginning. But so many people want to start off where they are not. And that's my next tip. Start where you are. You know, if where you are is with $0 to your name, start there. And then ask yourself, what do I have in my position that is of value, that somebody else will find valuable? Okay. You ever heard the terminology that an entrepreneur might lose the shirt off their back? No, we don't lose the shirt off our backs. We will sell the shirt off our backs if it means it's going to fund this project. So you need to have your overall goal, and you need some capital to fund this overall goal, your overall lifestyle. What lifestyle do you want to live? Because you're going to need capital to fund this lifestyle. A lot of people think being an entrepreneur is putting up in a Lamborghini. You're wrong. A lot of people think the entrepreneur is bling, 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 pulling up with a fancy watch. Oh, you're wrong. That's not entrepreneurship. That's what happens after the entrepreneur continues to stick with the journey. The watch, that happens after the entrepreneur sticks with the journey. The Lambo, after the journey, after he sticks with it, after she sticks with it. The fancy office, that comes after you stick with the journey. Now, I'm not going to propose a time frame on you because you might be better at it than most people. I'm not going to tell you it can't happen overnight. It might be able to, but I would say prepare for the journey, okay? Prepare for the journey. If you get prepared for the journey, okay, you become addicted to the process of molding yourself into a successful CEO, a successful entrepreneur. That's what it's about. Selling yourself on the idea every single day that this is going to work. So going back to what I said earlier, if you truly believe that you're going to become a multimillionaire, you'll be willing to sell the stuff. I can't tell you how much furniture I sold in the process of capitalizing, in the process of funding my overall lifestyle. I looked at my then girlfriend and I said, hey, we might need to sell this couch. Nobody's even sitting on this couch. We haven't sat on that couch in 4 months. Let's sell it. Nobody comes to the house anyway, right? So you might be thinking, and you probably have the same reaction she had. I don't want to sell my stuff. Well, it's all material, right? It's so funny how people who claim they're not materialist want to hoarder things that they find valuable, right? So I said to myself, I said, man, we can buy 40 of those, 100 of those if we get on this road to success. And I knew we were going to do it. Sell the couch, sell the TV. We ain't using that TV. We ain't using that. Now, if your great-great-grandfather gave you some, hey, it is what it is. You might not want to sell that. Maybe you do. It depends on how much you really believe in your dream. Everybody, the fancy entrepreneur is the entrepreneur that's on their way out. If you are a fancy entrepreneur, you're probably going to fail. I hate to tell you that, because entrepreneurship, especially when you're starting from ground zero, is a very hands-on, dirty game. That's the truth of the matter. You got to get down and dirty with your education. You got to get down and dirty with the action that you take every single day. You got to get down and dirty with making wise investments, keeping your overhead low, taking the profit and reinvesting in the company, finding the right product or service to offer to the marketplace, and then getting into a position of power to where you can start onboarding different people to help you. It's going to take some time. And so many people want it overnight, especially in the realm of online business. So many people think that just because I see you with it, Robbie, I'm on it right now. I've been doing this thing for 3 months and I should have the results. And I'm like, my God, if I gave up after 3 months, I wouldn't be here. Okay, I didn't get my first office until a couple of years after I started an online business. And then when the pandemic hit, we shut that office down. And then I went without an office again for 2.5, 3 years. And so people are afraid of the process. They don't understand the amount of work that it's actually going to take. And it might not take as much as it took me, but I'm a hard head. I had to learn the hard way. I had to bump my head a couple of times to figure things out. Maybe you learn quicker than me. But I do know that regardless of how long it takes you, it's still going to be a process, okay? You got to get clear about what it is you actually want. What do you actually value, and what do you actually need help with right now? What do you need help with right now? Look around. Be honest with yourself. What areas of your life are you suffering in? Are you struggling in right now? Because you got to get clear about that. How much do you want to change this area of your life, and what do you want it to look like? Be specific with it. How specific can you be with this? Get absolutely clear. And another thing you got to do, you got to be willing to have a growth mindset. And a growth mindset is an individual that understands that they're always going to be learning. I can't tell you how many people I've tried to give the information to. They don't have the results. And I can tell when this person doesn't have a growth mindset, because a lot of times they can regurgitate what I'm about to say before I even say it, but they don't have the results. This person doesn't have a growth mindset. They want to portray themselves as somebody that already knows it. That's what's more important to them. They prioritize acting like they know it more than they prioritize actually having the results. Those are two different things. Just because you can regurgitate something doesn't mean you know it. And so having a growth mindset means I am open to learning over and over again, as long as it takes, from as many people as it takes, until I have the results that I want. And even when I get the results that I want, that's going to inspire me to grow into more. Growth mindset. So many people have a limiting mindset in so many areas of their life, and they wonder why things aren't improving. They wonder why they can't get a girl, or they can't get a man, or they can't keep money, or they can't get a job, or they can't get the car they want. They can't get the home they want. They wonder why, but it's really them. Growth mindset means I'm open to learn. I don't have the results that I want. I'm not where I want to be, but I know I'm going to get there. So I'm open to learn. I'm open to discovering who I truly am as an individual. And I need the information that it's going to take for me to go to the next level. Give me that information, because I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that information. Can you hand it over to me, please? And whether it comes free or I got to pay for it, I need the information. Growth mindset. Another thing you got to become a master at is what you do with your time. As I always say, what you do with your time is what you do with your life. Time and life are synonymous. Time and life are synonymous. If I spend my time today doing podcasting, then I spent my life today doing podcasting. Time and life are the same thing. So if you spend your time complaining, you spend your life complaining. If you spend your time blaming, you spend your life blaming. If you spend your time trading time for money, you spent your life trading time for money. You spent your life trading life for money. So you got to get clear about what that means. Ask yourself, how can I take advantage of the time that I have today? What can I do today that's going to set me up for success residually in the future? Let me say it in another way. What can I do today that's going to help me make money over and over again for the rest of my life? Guess what? I record a video. Why do I record a video? Because this video is leverage, okay? I'm not always going to look this handsome. I'm not always going to feel this energetic. So I leverage the power of now to record myself, essentially capturing this moment in time and publishing this content to the internet so that people just like you can come across it, see what I'm about, and decide that you want to reach out by looking at the information below this video. Leverage, okay? What can I do today? So if I had to clock in today at a job that's only going to pay me for the amount of time that I put in today, guess what? You'll never get to a place in life where you can kick back and enjoy yourself unless you retire from that old hamster wheel, and maybe you'll have enough energy to actually enjoy your life after retirement. Or you can spend time today creating digital assets, creating videos, audios, courses, books, and curriculum in multiple forms so that you can leverage the power of this thing that I call digital real estate, okay? It takes time to write a blog article. Even with AI, it takes time, right? But if you write the blog article and you publish it on the internet and you make it available to the world and you put the right things in the article, that article could potentially make you money over and over again. But the problem is people do it once or twice or 3 times, 3 months, 2 months, and they give up and they go back to the old hamster wheel. I need to do something in the present moment to make money because that's the only way I know to make money. Well, you'll always be a slave to the wage, okay? You'll always be a slime to the dime if you are trading your time in real time for the money. So I've learned to leverage the power of now by creating digital assets that I can turn around and leverage over and over again later on. That's leverage. Okay, you got to understand that what you do with your time is what you do with your life. And if you have to clock in and they pay you by the hour, or even if they pay you a salary, please understand that if you stop doing that, you're not going to get paid again. So that's why you have to have things like 401ks in place, savings accounts in place. And that's why you have to make smart investments if you're going to stay on that path. Or you can come on the digital side of things and say, okay, how can I create some digital assets? How can I create digital real estate that's going to help me improve the quality of my life experience? And this is the thing that has frustrated me over the years with so many people, because they say they want to be financially free. And when I give them the recipe, they make all the excuses in the world as to why they need to continue to do the things the way they've always been doing them. But if you want to do the things the way you've always been doing them, why come to a person like me? Ask yourself that question. So what you're doing in that situation is leading to my next step. You got to stop arguing for your limitations. Why are you arguing for your limitations? I want you to ask yourself this. If I give you an idea, and the moment I give you an idea, the moment you start talking yourself out of it, you start telling me all the reasons why it won't work. There's somebody else that's already doing it, Robbie. I don't have the time to do it, Robbie. I need to trade my time for what's really bringing in the money right now, Robbie. I don't know if that'll work, Robbie. I can't do that, Robbie. I'm not good at this, Robbie. You in that process are arguing for your freaking limitations. You're acting like a certified sapsucker in that moment. Ask yourself, why are you arguing for your limitations? You ever thought about that? Somebody gives you a solution, you start talking about why it won't work, why it's going to be hard, arguing for your limitations. So you got to stop doing that. You got to get yourself in a position where you are arguing for your unlimited abilities. That's what I argue for. I'm arguing for my unlimited abilities. I argue for my unlimited abilities so much that if somebody tries to put a cap on my abilities, I stop talking to those people. That's how much I believe in my unlimited possibilities. You got to start believing in your unlimited possibilities. Okay. So I want you to go back and listen to this video over and over again. I'm only going to give you a couple of nuggets at the time, because if I give you too much, it's going to overwhelm you. So listen at this video over and over again. Let it seep into your mind, because what I'm doing in this video is I'm giving you the mindset that it's going to take for you to get yourself out of the situation that you're currently in and put yourself in a reality that you want to be in. You say you want to improve the quality of your life experience. You got to start thinking differently than you're thinking right now, because the way you're thinking right now has gotten you the results that you have right now. And if you really were happy with the results that you have right now, you would not be watching this video. It's Robbie Cornelius, always encouraging you to master your mind and make money online. Talk to you soon.